years of his career in and around the world in formulation sites, API sites, outsourcing labs, CROs, traveled globally to 70 countries and delivered 519 presentation in various conferences. So 519 presentation, of course, in his lifetime, it's an achievement. In his at this particular age, we should be proud that we are actually honored that we are having a good resource person like him, a rich knowledge which he is going to deliver. And he has addressed 120 webinar till date in last 24 months on COVID-19 and various pharma subjects. He has articles, interview published in various international journals like Pharmaceutical Manufacturing USA, Pharmaceutical Technology Europe, and Pharmaceutical Technology Asia, Pharma Express, ResearchGates, WHO, to mention a few. He is an advisory board member for distinguished institutions including D.Y. Patil University, Pharmacy College, Nerul and Pune, NM Sata College of Pharmacy, Geetanjali University, Udaipur. So with this few words of introduction, I welcome Dr. Ranjit Garg for the talk. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Yeah, I will take it. Thank you for the kind introduction and again standing before this lovely audience, youngsters, to discuss very, very relevant subject of the day, of the hour. It is going to be need of the hour for sure. In another 5 years' time, you will see completely Indian pharmaceutical industry will get revolutionized. Whatever we are talking of regular monitoring activities in the pharmaceutical industry will completely change. And that's what I'm going to discuss with you. I don't want to spend much time on preamble on this subject, but straight go to the subject as we have very less time. How many of you have read on this subject? Just raise your hands. Two,
Myself.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slowly the hands are coming up. So it's a great thing, and I'm very happy that some of you are already having some knowledge on the subject, which is a great thing for me, and it is going to encourage me a lot now in another 45 minutes to speak a lot. Thank you. So this artificial intelligence, to talk of in a very simple manner, as doctor has rightly mentioned, Dr. Sujit. Hello. Sometimes fun is required, right? In the serious talks. Yes or no? Yes. Good. So it is intelligence, no doubt, but artificial. That's a catch there, right? And this doesn't do own intelligence unless it is fed by human. That's the reality. And AI cannot replace human brain as of now. That there are so many robots now. If you go in your Calicut city after 5 years and somebody is walking on the street, you may not realize the robot is walking. Such a real body they make, real expressions they make, real eye expressions they make. Such a beautiful, I have several of such videos, some other time I will show you. But some of the videos I would definitely is going to show you today, which has very much relevance to our subject. Okay? So, but before we go on to this, there is a disclaimer to the presentation. There are few copyright material in my presentations. So, think twice before you use it. You will suddenly likely to get noticed because I can get the permission, but you people, if somewhere you use it, it could be an issue. Before we actually shift to the subject, let me quickly brief you on what is our pharma industry today, the industry's achievements, and from that perspective, yeah, look at that. No doubt, it's knowledge-based, highly knowledge-based, right? Third globally by volume. Hello. Okay, this replaces this. Okay. So it's third globally by volume, 10th by value. Such a big Indian generic industry. Okay. Almost $50 billion business till 22 December. Out of which 50% is exports. That's a great and fantastic achievement to our industry and exporting to more than 200 countries. But look here, there are 3,000 companies in India and 10,000 plus manufacturing plants, 60,000 formulations, 60,000 plus formulations in India. Huge number of formulations. And majority of these companies are small companies. And those who are having more than 100 crores of business are very few. Out of these 10,000 plus manufacturing site and 3,000 companies. So this 60,000 formulation is such a huge business, and this largest business organization is not only looking at business, it is looking at patient-centric manufacturing activity, patient-centric quality, patient-centric safety of the products. And to strengthen that further, the industry has done several experiments now, and several companies, I am going to show you where they are using it. AI is strongly going to support for a speed of launch of product in R&D, for clinical studies, for drug discovery, for monitoring the processes online, in-line, at-line, off-line. And everything will be perfectly monitored very successfully to minimize the rejections, to minimize the recalls from the market, and patient gets consistent or consistency in quality of the batches to the market. So let's see from that perspective how we have this whole approach, and therefore this is known as sunrise industry as well. So sorry, you are into a sunrise industry, and which is also called as a pharmacy of the world. And everyone in the world is talking of India's contribution to the formulation. You should also know, or some of you are knowing, I am not aware, but how many sites are approved worldwide on highly regulated markets? 741 plants are approved by US FDA in India. And in Europe, the certificate of acceptance is there for almost 2,000 products, but the plants approved are 542. And WHO has approved more than 2,000 plants in India. It's a great thing. Worldwide appreciation to our country from pharmaceutical business perspective. In generic performance-wise, which are the companies as of now, this month, are performing well? Top 7 companies. These are the top 7 companies out of 20 companies in the world. These 7 companies are listed as the best generic companies in the world out of 20 companies. And these are the names of those, their ranking out of 20. So Sun, Aurobindo, Cipla, DRL, Intas, Lupin and Zydus Cadila. There are many more who are trying to come in and go out. Month-wise also it changes the ratings. In vaccine, we know the performance of vaccines in India, which is the best in the world. Strongly supported by Government of India and various state governments to achieve the goal of more than 225 crore doses. It's a great achievement and fantastic achievement by our vaccine manufacturer, Serum Institute Pune, AstraZeneca product, and Bharat Biotech in Hyderabad, Covaxin. And they have done wonders for us. Such a short time, the products were released in January 21, if I am not mistaken, and till yesterday, more than 225 crores doses have been used in India and abroad, and all eligible people have been vaccinated in India. It's a great, great achievement, and which is being very much appreciated by the regulatory agencies, the various countries, authorities, as well as the WHO as well. Why it has happened? So one of the things you see here is ability to provide high quality medicines. No doubt our cost is lower than the world market, 30 to 40%, and of course we have a great benefit in labor cost as well. The cost of production also low, and major thing is English speaking people, which is not seen in every country. And this is where we are having the success. It's a very good combination for our pharma industry and very good strength which our country has. And this kind of local talent is strengthening our industry. Now look at this opportunity. This I am purposely sharing. Usually when I talk on pharma careers, I spend a lot of time on this, why this is important. Now look at this opportunity of patent expiry. I'm sure many of you they are aware, doctor, about patent regime, IP and all that. You have special courses for that. So from that perspective, look at the $252 billion patents are getting expired, business. And which is a big opportunity for India, the largest supplier of generic products, for the growth in future. And it's no doubt noble profession, but all of us are looking at a brighter career. So that is why you should go into the industry. That is why you can look yourself as an entrepreneur in a small way in the beginning, and look at this. Now what is available from this year to this year, almost $188 billion, which is coming up now in these 4 years. So this is a huge opportunity for us. Industry is going to grow everywhere. There will be requirement in all the areas. So it's a very, very bright future, and therefore, keeping in mind that, look at the projection of Indian growth is from $42 billion in 2021, we are expecting $130 billion business in next 7 years. So look at how the growth is going to happen. The manpower is certainly going to be required. And therefore, to support further the manpower, the industry is looking at the digitalization. And this digitalization is a big revolution in our industry. Not only industry, but in education also, doctor. And some other time we'll speak how it can be used and how it is being used in several countries in education system. Whether it is a pharmacy, whether it is any other discipline in the universities, how it should be used, what are the ways to have a teachings as well, a learning as well for the students. It is completely taking a big 360 degrees, complete, it will go back to the earlier situation slowly. When we talk of olden days, we were having thumbs, isn't it? Maybe 50, 100 years ago, people were using thumbs, very common, as a regulatory document. We learned a lot of education was there, and we started signing documents. After learning, we started signing the documents. Now, after further digitalization, we are coming back to the thumb. It's a biometric now everywhere. Look at this change which is happening. So I refer 360 degrees from that perspective. So the whole thing is changing everywhere now. Biometric, you go for visa, you go for any country's application, everywhere you need now biometric. Including if you go to the Arab countries, they are having your biometric for the eyes. Eyesight is validated by them before you enter the country. So big revolution is happening, and so our industry cannot be behind, right? Our education system cannot be behind, and therefore now we are moving towards further patient-centric from digital competency perspective. And even for students and colleges need to upskill themselves from digitalization perspective. For pharma, quality and compliance, and latest pharma technologies. The latest pharma technologies are topmost are 3. There are a few more as well. One of them is continuous manufacturing. Continuous manufacturing is, today traditionally we are buying APIs, drug substance. There is a separate API industries. And then we are buying and converting them to the formulation. Tablet, capsule, syrup, injections, creams, ointment, different formulation. Now this new technology of continuous manufacturing is you are yourself manufacturing drug substance, immediately it is getting converted to the tablet in the same machine. So this is a very fastest way to manufacture the tablet and capsule as of now. It will get further strengthened for other formulations as well, but buying of API is stopped. Stocking of API is stopped. It is manufacturing of API by input of intermediates, converting them immediately to the API. The same API is immediately used for tablet. And these are possible because of the several ultra reactors inside the machine. Machine is of the size of 8 by 32 meters only. So you see the advantages, new technologies which is coming up, and this is only possible because of use of process analytical technology, which we call it PAC technology. And one of the gentlemen who was involved with initiating this activity, Dr. Azaz Hussain in US FDA, and he has initiated this document in 2002-2003, which was made official in 2004 as 21st century GMP. So such a great thing are happening in pharma industry, manufacturing and quality testing and compliance perspective. So there are regulatory initiatives also from that perspective by European document, and there is also, sorry, I hope I'm not delaying, it wants to jump. Skip the slide. Yes. Yeah, these are the two good documents. It is in public domain. One is USFD, another is European regulatory agencies, and it is artificial intelligence in drug manufacturing. And complete relation to that, the European regulatory people are talking of life cycle management through that. What is life cycle? Any one of you? Any one of you? Don't hesitate, don't worry. Let it be wrong. Yes? Tell me. You are saying something. Loudly, loud. No problem. Then what we see in the market, a batch expiry date, expiry of the batch, and life cycle is the period in which the product is introduced to the market and discontinued further. It could be 50 years, it could be 100 years, it could be more than that. That's a life cycle monitoring of the product. So these European regulatory people are talking of usage of AI in life cycle management of the product. So there are very good thought processes happening. Pharma 4.0. Now this is a terminology coined by ISPE. And many of you may be knowing ISPE, International Science and Pharmaceutical Engineering Organization, which is most popular in the world of pharmaceuticals. And many of them are ex-technical heads of various organizations in the world, as well as various regulatory people also who are retired from agencies. And they travel globally and have several conferences. Recently, last month it was in Hyderabad, 3 days program by ISP. So these people have come out with this thought process of Pharma 4.0, which is a part of Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is a revolution in the industry which is happening almost every 20, 30, 40 years. And now we are very much into automation. Further automations of the industry as a revolution, and therefore where cyber techniques are there, robotics is also there. And that is why AI is also now playing a role from that perspective for automation, end-to-end integration into the quality system of the organization, and predictive controls of the process. You are predicting whether my batch is going to fail or pass, and how will it pass before the batch is complete. So you can take the steps. If something alarm is coming up, you can take corrective measures immediately. That's the advantage. And therefore, what is discussed by ISP from that perspective is a predictive analytics for predicting what can go wrong and how to avoid it. Look at it, see the advantage. This prediction by using AI is what can go wrong, when, and how to avoid it. So this AI will guide to the company or respective officer or manager that what corrective measures should be taken. And that person is supposed to take the corrective measures so failures will not happen. That's the biggest advantage, that you are saving the cost in the company. Okay? So we are moving from reactive mode to the proactive mode while using AI in the organization for quality and production and reliability perspective. And therefore we are in transition mode now from disconnected and decentralized activity to engaging and accessible and scalable factories. Now the factories are available which you can carry with the help of helicopter also, which you can carry in aircraft also, and relocate the factories as such without spending much money to construct again new. And moving towards paperless plant. This is a big thing which is happening, and there are a few factories in India which has happened now. I have seen myself, I am doing audits for those companies, and it's a great achievement for our companies to make it paperless factory. So your productivity goes up, your accuracy goes up, and you are moving towards patient-centric productions. So why it is required? There were issues in the past, pain points in the industry which had was the cost. Today also there is an issue on the cost. In our country, there is a heavy pressure from common man to reduce the prices of the drug. Delayed launches, another issue, and the product recalls from the market and the quality issues. As per FDA's review, 62% of the products which are withdrawn are due to quality issues worldwide. I'm talking of worldwide. And when we talk of India, there are comparatively very few recalls from US market, very few recalls from European market. But at the moment, in last 3-4 years, there are some issues cropping up of Indian GMP compliances. Some of the companies are having problems, which our DCGI is attending it. Several factories in India are getting closed also as per the directive of the government for not complying to GMP standards. And it is more on the north side. And that's a concern. Recently, the communication, more than 75 factories are closed by the government for non-compliance on GMP. But when you compare it to the more than 10,000 manufacturing sites, it's very low level. Therefore, when we go for artificial intelligence, efficient automated processes, data-driven decisions by artificial intelligence, okay, or by robots, and predictive analytics tools. So for effective process monitoring, for accurate design space, one of the main